Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely profound topic, something we all face. We're going to explore exactly why our hardest days exist, what they're actually preparing us for, and how the intense heat of life's challenges is specifically designed to transform us. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by life's trials, stick around. This is going to completely shift your perspective on what's really happening behind the scenes.
So, why do our hardest days exist? It's literally the first question we ask when we're right in the thick of conflict or deep sorrow. It is incredibly tough to see the bigger picture when you're hurting, but as the source material points out, there's this fundamental truth about human nature. As finite beings, we honestly seldom understand our own weaknesses. We just don't fully know ourselves. And because our vision is so limited, we usually miss the true purpose of our struggles. We see the pain, and we completely miss the intense preparation taking place.
Okay, let's look at this foundational text from Job chapter 23, verse 10. It says, "But he knoweth the way that I take. When he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold." This quote is an absolute game changer. It reframes our trials completely, shifting the whole narrative from despair to immense value. It tells us that when you're going through the fire, you aren't being randomly punished, and you certainly haven't been forgotten. Actually, you're being carefully, intentionally, and lovingly refined. Think about it like an ancient goldsmith. They knew the gold was pure only when they could literally see their own reflection in it. That's the entire goal of this heat, so that you can come forth as something incredibly precious and shining.
Section 1. The Gold Test.
So, what exactly is this gold test? Well, it's defined as the divine process of passing through trials and tests to come forth purified, valuable, and proven worthy of responsibility. Our source material highlights that meeting tests with faithfulness and bearing your trials with patience, it isn't just about surviving a rough week, it's actually a qualifying process. By enduring the heat of the fire, it proves us worthy to become agents who are trusted to carry out God's will. The impurities are just burned away, leaving only what is absolutely strong and true.
And look, you absolutely do not walk away from this fire empty-handed. Not at all. We actually gain precious victories. We learn incredibly valuable lessons, and perhaps most importantly, we acquire crucial experience. This experience, it gives us the greatest possible advantage when future times of trial and temptation inevitably show up. Every single test you pass right now is quite literally arming you for the future.
Section 2. Royal Family Training Ground.
Let's zoom out for a second and look at the heavenly perspective, because it is a massive contrast to how we see things down here on earth. Right here, we just see conflict, sorrow, and perplexity. We often feel like, oh no, something has gone terribly wrong. But in the providence of God, heaven views those exact same earthly conflicts as the specific training necessary to develop our character. The very things that cause us so much sorrow are actually recognized by heaven as the exact tools needed to make us fit for the courts of heaven.
So why is all this rigorous training necessary? Well, it comes down to our ultimate destiny. We are meant to become members of the royal family, the sons of God. That is an incredibly high calling and, it requires serious preparation. This is exactly why we're assured that all things work together for good to those who love God and submit to His will. Every single piece of perplexity is part of a grand, beautiful design to prepare you for royal residency.
Section 3. The Preemptive Helper.
Now, facing a royal training ground probably sounds pretty intimidating, but here's the best part. We are never, ever left to face it alone. Look at how this timeline of divine intervention actually unfolds. Step 1. God sees the most secret thoughts of our heart. Step 2. He begins making arrangements for our deliverance. And then step 3 is when we actually experience the perplexity and open up to Him about our distress. Did you catch that order? Our God is an ever-present help. Before you even open your mouth to express your distress, He's already perfectly acquainted with your need and is actively making arrangements to deliver you.
This quote perfectly captures the heart of this whole dynamic. God knows them better than they know themselves, and He understands how to lead them. Remember how we talked about finite beings not knowing their own weaknesses? Well, because God knows us perfectly, He always knows much better than we do what is actually necessary for our good. So, when you feel completely misunderstood by the world, just remember, He leads us exactly as we would choose to be led if we could truly see our own hearts, our own perils, and our true necessities, just as clearly as He does.
Section 4. Matching the divine pattern.
All right, so we've seen what God is doing behind the scenes, but what is our actionable role in all this? The source material gives us 3 super practical steps to navigate this gold test. First, we've got to bear our trials with patience and meet tests with faithfulness. Second, we must give all the glory to God, meaning we take absolutely no credit for ourselves. Those who honor him like this will just be trusted with more and more blessings. And third, we must wholly trust him and commit our ways to him, letting him fully direct our steps.
And this brilliantly illustrates the final promise. When we totally trust his leading, it results in absolute victory. By committing our ways to him, he helps us overcome every single evil passion and every ungodly character trait. He transforms us so that our character matches the divine pattern, the ultimate standard of perfection. I mean, that is the whole goal of this entire process, right? The trials, the perplexity, the preemptive deliverance, it's all there to fully transform us into that perfect image.
So that leaves us with one pretty massive final question. Now that we can see life's challenges not as some random, meaningless suffering, but as vital, perfectly measured preparation for the courts of heaven, a choice remains. You are literally being prepared for the royal family. The arrangements for your deliverance are already being made behind the scenes. So, are you willing to trust the refiner's fire to shape your character today? Think about that for a bit. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.